Hi, it's Fab Poli. Welcome back here to Living Outside the Cube. And today I'm going to be doing a book review. And the book I'm going to be reviewing is Tools of Titans, written by Tim Ferris. Very interesting book, came out about a couple of years ago. As you can see, it's quite thick, but I would say don't be afraid of the big book, okay? Don't get scared because there's a lot of pages in this book. Because this book is really interesting. You can either read it cover to cover or you can read bits here and there. Now, what it is, Tim Ferris has got a podcast show and he's interviewed a lot of successful people over the years, and he decided to turn the podcast show into a book. So he's into, as it says here, the tactics, routines and habits of billionaires, icons and world-class performers. So it's not just a book about rich people, it's a book about people that have been successful. Lots of stories in here. I must confess I haven't read it from cover to cover. I tend to keep it at hand and read stories here and there. And so it's very useful when you've got a bit of downtime, you're going to the dentist or whatever, you know, you've got maybe a 10-15 minute wait somewhere. It's useful to take this book with you and just pick it up anywhere and read one of the stories in here. After I've read the story, I usually research the person I've read about. I mean, there's a story of Arnold Schwarzenegger in here, which is interesting to find out that Arnold Schwarzenegger is not just a bodybuilder, he's a big real estate investor and a businessman. I didn't know that about him. So that's interesting. There's people here that have done all sorts of things, from climbing mountains to making lots of money. So very interesting. There's a guy in here which I found really interesting called Wim Hof. Now Wim Hof, which I think is my favourite story of the ones I've read in here. Wim Hof is a guy that lives in Holland. And he developed this, well, first of all, he's got 26 Guinness Book of Records. He's also known as the Iceman. And what he does, he immerses himself in cold, icy water. And this has really improved his health. And as a result of this, he's developed this technique. It's a breathing technique, immersing himself in it. He's gone running in the Antarctica. He climbed Mount Everest barefoot in his shorts and t-shirt. Very interesting. He's had scientists analyze him to find out from a scientific standpoint how he does what he does. And he tells everybody, and he actually teaches people now the technique. And he said, if I can do it, you can do it, and this is how I do it. And he's teaching lots of people around the world how to do this. So very, very interesting, the Wim Hof method, immersing yourself in a cold bath with ice in it, which is something I've been doing. Very interesting. It really does get you going, gets your mind going. It's good for the heart. It's good for your whole system. So that's one individual. He's not a multi-millionaire, but he's got an interesting story to tell about health. And I found that really, really interesting. And then you've got, the usual stories of, people like Arnold Schwarzenegger, which became a successful actor, governor of California and businessman and whatever, and you've got other people in here. So this is a great book to buy. It's a reference book. Lots of stories in here. It's 4 or 5 pages per story. You can just pick up. It's a great book to have. Highly recommended. Written by Tim Ferris, who's a good author. It produces some good content. His podcast is very interesting to listen to too. So that's all from me. Fab Poli here at Living Outside the Cube. If you please share this video, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.